Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is a bunch of gamers. This is our second episode of the Realms of Pugmire. I'm going to just go around the table and have my players introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Thomas. I'm playing Sheen.
Hi, I'm Christine, and I'm playing Vesper, Catist von Wrex.
I'm Liam. I'm playing Tucker.
And I'm Mike. I'm playing Tagbard McTerry.
Perfect. So, last time, you ended up dealing with the back alley retrievers. They seem to be an anti-other species organization located in Riverwall of Pugmire proper. After some investigation, you were able to trace them, and they attacked your companion Fritz, who was your connection to the Royal Pyrenees, and they stole a chunk of a map from you. You were able to trace it back and saw them attacking another dog, and that dog, you saved that dog. The dog introduced himself as Willard the Wise, and you have agreed to go to a different establishment than the old dog, as Willard seems to not be welcome there anymore. Tagbard took some of the uniforms off of the dead retrievers before you start heading out. And Willard goes, "So, I think that I know the perfect establishment for us to get acquainted on this grand journey. I think we should go to the Silverbone Tavern. It's out of Riverwall, and it means we'll be safe from attack from these rapscallions."
Alright. Maybe there you can tell us how you learned about this map in the first place.
Oh, well, of course. As Willard starts to lead you off, you get into the clearing of Pugmire. The area is very nice, well kept. Some dogs are looking over, seeing a cat, especially one not of one who isn't a Mogi, is quite a sight, assuming that you might be of a diplomatic entourage of some kind. When you enter the Silverbone, and you see the owner, a tall woman, lanky, gray fur, long pointed snout, as she goes, "Willard, do you have plastic this time?" as he pulls out a nice handful of coins. "Absolutely. Of course. Please, let us have a seat. Thank you, Sandy."
Perhaps we might find a table out of the way so we can have this conversation and get to know each other.
"Oh, of course. Makes perfect sense to me. Sandy, is there an open table nearby?" One moment, and she finishes cleaning a glass and gets up. "This over here is relatively private, but the place gets a little bustling," as she goes, "Von..." She gives a slight bow.
Wrex.
"Von Wrex, it's a pleasure to meet you. Tell me, are you enjoying your time in Pugmire?"
I'm certainly enjoying learning more about Pugmire.
Good. If there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to ask. We have plenty of food and drink, some even imported from the monarchies, I'm told.
I will keep that in mind. I do appreciate finding new friends.
Of course.
Now, Willard, talk to us. Tell us more about this map, how you came to learn about this.
Oh, of course. Well, I was told from a very reliable contact that I have sources on the other fragments, and that they were willing to help me out if I could locate the final one. I've done years of research in the Temple of Man. I'm quite the scholar, you see. And I know the temple inside and out. Well, as he pulls out a nice plastic shard and gives it to Sandy, where she brings him a nice mug. Well, it seems that the other dogs would be willing to part with their fragments if they were able to get the whole map so that they could copy it down for their records. And then possibly let us take the copy, preferring to keep the original, of course, as it is a holy relic. Now,
And you've tracked down the rest of the fragments, eh?
No, but I do know of one Yankee Yorkshire who has heard rumors of the other fragments. It seems that a few dogs down in Mucktown have found parts of the map while exploring the forest for new farmland.
So you have rumors of other fragments. How many fragments are you talking about?
Not many. There was, I believe, yours, the one at the temple, and the one Yankee knows of.
How many fragments are at the temple?
They have 2 fragments.
And who's paying you to track these down?
No one. I wanted to find them so that I could find the relic to reestablish my family. To the grandeur of nobility that was my birthright.
Really? Well, with that plastic you're throwing around, it looks like you could have paid the thugs you hired to beat up Fritz.
By no means. I didn't pay them to beat up Fritz. I simply asked them to negotiate with me.
Oh, you didn't pay them at all?
Why?
That seems to be the problem, isn't it?
Well, I told them that I would come to them with more riches. How am I supposed to go on a journey into the forest without plastic to supply the journey?
And how were you getting this plastic to supply the journey, though?
Oh, just a few means here and there. I know a few people, and occasionally, man is on my side when I play a good game of cards.
They do.
And this journey that you're trying to finance,
Oh, it's not a full journey. It was to help finance me and possibly an extra fellow to keep an eye out, as I've heard the forest is full of monsters, and, well,
But
even the greatest dog will be destroyed by that ilk.
But you handled yourself so well with the back alley mutts back there.
Well, as I said, if I had a companion and someone looking after me, I would have been done perfectly fine.
Well, I think we need to take this to Fritz, and then we need to find your friend and track down this last fragment of map before Terry down in Riverwall finds it first.
Of course.
seems
But it grows
like-
late. Shall we stay at the inn for the night? As he's eyeing a table with some dogs playing cards.
I wouldn't be opposed to staying at this inn. It's much nicer than where we have been.
You're not wrong.
You see a bright-eyed, shorter dog. She approaches you with a scrunched-up front face that's mostly black with brown fur everywhere else. She's in a nice, elaborate cloak and has something dangling from an amulet around her neck. As she comes up to you and goes, "It's nice to meet you. I just was wondering, I don't mean to be rude, but you come from the monarchies, yes?"
Yes.
I'm Yoshida. Would you be willing to tell me about your lands? I just find cats so fascinating. I just want to learn about them since, well, some come to our kingdom now, and it's always good to learn, right? Especially if you're going to be friends.
Oh, of course. I'll share information with you if you're willing to share. In the spirit of friendship, I'm here to learn more about dogs, and I can teach you more about cats.
Oh, sure.
Perhaps another day, though. We are very tired, and we were about to retire to our rooms.
Her ears go down a little bit, but I understand.
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow would be great.
I'll be here. Find me when you come back.
Of course. And she kind of goes off. I'm sorry, not Yoshida, Yosha. She runs up to a dachshund in a green cloak, just kind of grabbing between his eyes and sighing as they leave the tavern.
What kind of dog would Yosha actually be?
She's a pug.
Pug. Okay. I don't know things about dogs. That's
You're
why
starting to get some attention.
That's why I deferred it for another day.
It's not necessarily a bad thing. You know why they call it Pugmire, right?
I am at least aware of that much, yes.
Yosha.
But I think we have at this point bigger fish to fry.
Friends in high places never hurt.
Friends in high places that want to take what we find for themselves may not necessarily be the kind of friend we need right now.
Oh, already got one of those.
As you see Willard playing cards, could I get a not insight notice check, please.
17.
And a 20.
Insight would be which bonus?
That would be wisdom.
Wisdom.
It would be a notice.
Okay, 17.
Okay.
Yes. So that just, if we don't have notice...
It's just a wisdom check.
Just a wisdom check. 13.
Okay. You all think Willard's really good at cards, as you see him pulling in plastic.
Wow.
We might have to get some lessons.
Might be handy.
Good way to finance a journey.
How the best gambles or trade gamble. That'd be some good seed money if we had to travel a distance.
Are you suggesting that we all gamble?
Potentially.
Suggesting he gambles and we buy something with that people want to buy elsewhere.
Always the trader.
Like I said, friends in different places.
You all head up to your rooms to sleep. Costs a bit of plastic. It's definitely more costly here than the old dog.
But so much nicer.
Much nicer.
And they really know how to treat a cat the way a cat deserves to be treated.
Aye.
As you're leaving, Sandy goes, remember the name Sandy Greyhound, please?
I will.
And please, speak to it to all of your feline friends. The silver bone is most welcoming to the guests of Pugmire.
I will make sure to keep that in mind.
Thank you. As she nods, there's a big wide smile. As Willard comes down, you see his purse actually clinking with quite a bit of plastic. He at least, got maybe 50% more of what he had at the time. As you hear someone going, as one dog comes down going, Willard, you cheat! I found the extra card that you had under your sleeve. What? By no means. Willard the Wise never cheats. Willard the Wise seemed to win every hand except the ones where he gambled very little. That is because I am simply an excellent card player who knows when I'm licked. As he's holding up the card and just starting to rave, I think my companions, as he looks over and the guy sees several well-armed dogs and a well-armed cat, that we should move on. Don't you think? As he gives kind of a sideways glance to the dog. The dog crumples up the card and throws it down and marches upstairs.
Oh boy.
Such an excellent card player after all.
We're gonna have problems, aren't we?
What? By no means. The man was simply angry at losing some plastic. Sore losers everywhere in this city, I tell you.
No doubt.
Something we'll have to keep an eye on, I imagine.
Keep an eye on your purse, too.
What? I take nothing with my paws. I simply give excellent, perfectly reasonable gambles, and if people take them and I turn out to be the correct one, well, I can hardly be blamed for that, can't I?
No.
Guess not.
Well, anyway, good friend, as he taps Tagbard on the back vigorously, shall we be off?
15 to notice if he tried to pick my pocket.
You touch, there's all your plastics there.
Very well, let's go.
Perfect, just absolutely perfect.
Perhaps you ought to walk in front of us, Willard, so we can see if anybody's going to come up and try to stab you in the back.
Ah, perfect thinking. Nothing goes unnoticed by Willard the Wise, however.
Of course not. But it's always better to be sure, isn't it?
Oh, of course.
It's the wise thing to do.
Absolutely. Which is why I think this big, strapping, strong one should stand in front, just in case that they're foolish enough to do a frontal assault.
By all means.
We will be the closest of companions, as he puts his arm around you and taps you on your shoulder. Big smile on his face.
You'll want to check your purse before we get too far.
Is it intelligence bonus or
Wisdom.
wisdom? 7.
You touch, it seems like all your coins are there.
So, onward, back to the old dog.
Well, why there? Why would we meet there?
We'll talk to Fritz.
True. Can probably wait till morning, though.
Oh, it's morning now.
Okay.
Yeah, next day. Well, if we're going to get our journey underway and outpace anybody else with the same rumors and knowledge that you have, oh wise Willard. We need to talk to Fritz sooner rather than later.
That makes perfect sense.
I knew in your wisdom you would agree with me. Let's go.
I think we should maybe keep me, the one that those rapscallions are after, for my knowledge of the map, out of harm's way, and I have an excellent bodyguard here to escort me over to the temple to, of course, set up a deal regarding this map.
That's a very good idea. I think you need some bodyguards to keep an eye on you.
Absolutely. See, a dog who listens to reason. Though, Master Cat, of course, you have your own reasons as well, and I totally understand the plan. But perhaps you did not think we knew the city as well as we did, which is a perfectly common misconception.
Sheen. Anybody in particular at the temple think we should talk to?
None that I can think of.
Perhaps you ought to go with him. If we're going to divide and conquer, we ought
There's
to
always
do
Philip
so.
Cordy.
Yeah, there is always Philip, but...
Might be handy to have you around.
Okay.
There's a way in the door. So, go to the old dog, meet up with Fritz, and then we go to the temple, get the last piece of map, and off to the races.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Excellent command. One guarding the front, one guarding from behind. This is just the perfect arrangement. Together, we will be an unstoppable force for the good of Pugmire.
For the good of somebody, for sure.
So, shall we be off, gentlemen?
Let's go.
So, we'll go with you two first. So, Tagbard and Vesper will go to the old dog. Fritz kind of marches in. He's still hobbling a bit. He's got a couple bandages around him now, though he seems mostly well. A lot of the more serious injuries are clearly gone. As he steps forward and goes, "I got your letter.
Aye.
So, you need to know how I got it."
We need to know how you knew and who else may have known.
I knew because that this fragment and another was found on the western edges of Pugmire. It was a small, or west of Pugmire. It was a small village, and I had some friends there who found it. It was a young dog and his father. And I knew the father back in time when we both served in the police dogs. Father, they were attacked by some bandits. One was able to make off with a piece of the map and head towards Mutt Town.
Did they have any idea who the bandits were?
No. They were just bandits who happened to strike it lucky. They went for plastic and they saw a map.
How long ago was this?
Oh, this was maybe a week ago. Those mutts could have talked. Those bandits might have been able to talk, and the whole village heard about them being attacked over a map. So there's some lookouts for bad dogs, certainly.
Well, we tracked down who attacked you, and also who hired them.
Who did you now?
Aye. This, in fact, Scruffy,
Yeah,
tell us about Willard the Wise.
that no good cheating, shirking on his bills, dying and ditching, card cheating mutt.
Aye, that's the one.
Safe to say you're familiar with him then.
He had the fragment, and when we found him, he was trying to welch on the thugs he hired to retrieve it from you in the first place. He also has a contact in Mutt Town who claims to know where the final piece is.
There might be a relationship between all of these little rumors.
No.
It's hard to say with Willard the Wise.
I would not be surprised if he has multiple gangs of curs going around shaking people down.
He's definitely not top dog in this whole scenario.
Well, if he can get you the map, then I suggest that you get it.
Oh, we have it. We've seen it.
So, this Willard guy, or dog, just keep an eye out on him. But, Scruffy, do you think Willard is one to attack others? That dog has no spine about him.
Not much we gathered. However, these back alley curs, they're a different breed. Apparently they're trying to take over all of Riverwall and drive out any cats and rats they find. They're well funded too, so keep your nose down. Try to find out who might be backing them.
I can certainly give that a try, but that's definitely outside of the Pyrenees' purview. But I will do what I can when my duties allow me to look.
Ask some of your old police friends. They might know.
They might. So, yeah, I'll help where I can, friend.
Thank you.
So, meanwhile, over at the Great Temple of Man, well, there we are. Now, of course, I know the proper room, but since I don't want to step on your toes, Master Shepherd, perhaps you should lead us to the proper priest to tell us where the map is.
Sure, I guess I can do that.
Splendid. Come, friends. So, you head into the temple, as you see several dogs. Oh, Acolyte Sheen. It's been some time. Welcome back.
Good to be back. I just wish to speak with Disciple Philip.
Oh, of course. He is upstairs, near the library, deep in study and meditation.
Okay.
See,
So we're just gonna go up there.
you're just going up. You get to the library. As you see Philip reading a scroll, as he's flipping some of the pages as well. Taking notes.
Philip.
Sheen?
Philip, this associate of mine here, believes that the temple has pieces of a map.
Yes, it does. I'm sorry, friend. I don't think I've ever seen you in the temple before. It's probably during times you weren't in the temple, good sir. As he goes, alright, seems like a logical answer to me. But, anyway, I would speak to Matthew Akbash.
Matthew Akbash?
Yes. He would be in the relics chamber, but of course you'll have to get permission. But I will write it out as I am allowed to give some permission there, and I assume you will keep your companions from touching any of the relics.
Of course.
So, Philip writes out a decree.
Thank you, dear.
Of course, dear brother. What's this all about? Do you smell a new relic of man?
Yes, but it's a faint smell.
Ah, well, perhaps you will dig deep into your bloodhound and track it deep and well. Good luck, my friend.
Be well.
And be well to your friends as well.
Will do.
You all right there?
Oh my god. The dog puns. Tried so hard to be quiet. Oh god, please edit that out.
No, I think I'll stay in there.
Alright, so moving on. As you get to the relic room, you see a big, well-furred white dog standing at about almost 7 feet tall, seeming to track the archives. As you hold up the paper to the two mutts that are guarding the relic chambers, they go, it's good to see you again, Brother Sheen.
So, Matthew Akbash?
These are the guards.
Oh, the guards.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good to see you too.
But yes, Matthew's inside.
Thank you.
Hello.
Disciple Matthew. We were looking for a map. Well, pieces of a map that I have heard that might be in here.
We have several maps, but we did have some luck fairly recently. Let's see, as it's going through. pulls out, so here are the maps, Brother Sheen. As you can see, we have several.
Mhm.
It is then one of the maps just immediately jumps out at you. As you
Yes.
notice one of the missing fragments resembling a fragment that is being held by Willard.
This map here, could we get a copy of this map?
A copy? Of course, but may I ask why? As Willard seems to be playing with the map in his satchel a bit, not being unsure if he wants to drag it out just yet.
It looks like something we might be tracking, but
Oh, yes?
yes.
Oh. Do you have a fragment of this something? For the records?
Yes, of course, Willard.
What? Oh, yes, of course. As he pulls it out and lays it just over where it's supposed to be missing, Matthew goes, "Oh, how wonderful. Brother Sheen, if you know of any other fragments, we would gladly give you a copy of the entire map. Please, and if you would donate this fragment and the other to the temple, we'd be most grateful."
Of course.
It looks like it leads somewhere in the forest. Wow, excellent. May I have the fragment now? So we can get started on the copy? And start from this corner here and work our way down so we won't have to get to the missing part until, hopefully, you return with the final piece.
Willard, would you be comfortable with that?
Of course, yes. Willard the Wise greatly appreciates the church and all it does, and of course artifacts in the name of knowledge and such. As he begrudgingly, kind of shaking hands to Brother Matthew. As
Thank
he
you.
takes it and goes, "Your friend seems nervous. I do hope that I don't seem too imposing to him. I know that my height does scare shorter dogs." "Scare? No. By no means. I had my mind on something else. The thought that this relic would be undiscovered and Pugmire would lose out on expanding our knowledge about man and the great age that he created. A pious one then. You keep good company, Brother Sheen." As he opens the display case slightly and lays out them as it perfectly fits into place. We shall see you soon, I hope.
I hope so too. Thank you.
Thank you. As you leave and you notice Willard eyeing back and forth some of the relics.
Come on, let's get along. See how things turned out at the old dog.
Of course. As he pulls out like a handkerchief and starts to pat his face a little bit and going, Are you quite sure we have to meet there specifically? Could we not meet again at the Silverbone? I'll meet you there even.
You can meet us there.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't want to cause you any undue stress, of course.
Of course.
Not out of any sense of fear.
Oh, of course.
Anyway, off we go as you move off, and he starts heading towards the Silverbone, and you start heading towards the old dog. With you guys, Fritz goes, "Well, I have some other duties to take care of."
Fair enough. We'll get on to Mucktown and see what we can find.
Excellent. I hope the best for you. This mission was supposed to be something about you learning to discover clues and things like that. I knew where the rest of the map was in the church, but I wanted to make sure that you were able to begin going off without my guidance, learning the tricks of the trade, but unusual circumstances.
Wow. We only discovered a conspiracy in the heart of Pugmire.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm only saying that was the original intent, and I am sorry this got so bent out of shape and mismanaged, I suppose.
Well, we appreciate your help, Fritz. Heal up.
Thank you. To you, Vesper, I'm sorry that you had to see the uglier side of our city. I promise you most dogs are not like that.
That's good to hear, although the good, bad, and the ugly, I'm here to see it all.
I understand. Scruffy, till next time. And he leaves. Some time passes, guess you'd call it maybe an hour, maybe two, before you see Sheen and Tucker entering the old dog.
Where is he? Where's the map?
The rest of the map is in the temple, but he didn't feel comfortable meeting here.
And his fragment is there too?
Yes.
Oh, good.
And I assume we're getting a copy.
Yes. Wouldn't want to run around with such an ancient relic.
No. Especially not with somebody like him.
Indeed.
Seems to have quite the reputation around town.
He's a liar, he's a cheat, he's a welcher. He's...
Likely a thief.
Oh, certainly. Fortunately, also a coward.
Fortunately.
So, I think we'll have to keep him along for the time being, see who he knows in Mucktown, and if it's the same person who's connected with the bandits who apparently stole the last fragment about a week ago.
But having him with us, as distasteful as that might be, might open up doors that we might not otherwise to check.
Aye, and as long as he's in eyesight, he's not plotting behind our backs.
Oh, he'll be plotting regardless. We just have to keep him on a short leash.
Oh, that's an evil cat laugh if I ever heard one.
Cats are not evil. We're just better at being in charge.
Very funny.
So, I think
I just
that
hope not all the other cats are as arrogant as you.
you clearly have never met a cat before me. If you think that I'm arrogant.
Hey, she's downright modest.
Truly I am. The most humble of cats.
You're probably not wrong.
Really, I'm not. Now, I think at this point, we need to perhaps ask around a little bit more about our resident card shark and see if there's anything else that we need to be aware of him before we set out. More information as we prepare ourselves for the journey wouldn't go amiss.
See who he knows if he runs with anybody?
Yeah. I mean, somebody is pulling the strings behind him.
You got that right.
And I think that we ought to try to figure out as much about that as we can before we wander into the wilderness.
Sure.
To find bandits that he might be in cahoots with.
Aye, but the more time he has to get a message to him, I think we're on a timeline here.
See what we can figure out today and maybe leave tomorrow.
At least the map itself is under guard now.
Yes.
So,
Did it seem like he had contacts in the temple? Are we concerned about the safety of the map actually in the Temple of Man?
I am not, but he probably has contacts inside the temple.
Perhaps you ought to visit the temple again. See if you notice anything else.
Or warn them.
I can do that.
Might go a long way to get at least part of the city on our side.
I'm still worried about the mess down here, but unfortunately, we can't do anything about that right now.
More than anything, though, I think somebody ought to go back to Silverbone, where he is.
Aye.
Just to keep an eye on him.
Or we let him rope the wrong person and get stabbed.
I'm okay with that. But I did tell Yosha that I would talk to her about the monarchies. You know, make sure she has the best and most accurate information. And perhaps glean a few tidbits about Pugmire, or the situation that we find ourselves in from her as well. While keeping an eye on our wise man.
Getting chummy with the pugs. That's never a bad move.
So I'll head back then?
Sure.
So you'll head back. So, Tucker, what are you going to do?
Let's see, who else do we actually need to talk to?
It might be worth it for somebody to find our rat friend again.
You mean, Willard?
Is it Willard the rat and Willard the dog?
There's Willard the rat, and then...
Willard the wise?
Or the wise would be the dog, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's,
We've been saying Willard the entire time for the dog.
Yeah.
Today.
I think it might have been... Yeah.
Willard and Willard.
Willard and Willard.
Fair enough. So,
Or it might have been Dalton. I can't remember now. I'd have to listen to the old
Dalton the
recording.
Wise? Might have been Dalton the Wise.
Yeah.
We might have just been fucking up and calling him Willard.
Oh.
his name is now Willard.
His name is now Willard. Strike
Willard.
it from your memory, folks.
Willard Dalton III.
I like it. I like it.
Sure,
Perhaps-
I'll find other Willard then.
The rat bastard.
Rat bastard.
Maybe even talk to Benji. Seems like he knows a few raiders and bandits.
I like it.
Cool. So,
What information could I actually get from Willard the rat anyways?
Ask him about bandits on the road, stealing fragments of map. I guess it's common knowledge by now. See if he knows where they came from. Also ask him about our wise friend.
Oh, I imagine the two of them run in very similar circles.
I don't know. That rat seems to have standards.
That's fair. But it always seems, rats are always willing to lower their standards if it will help them out.
Alright, Sheen, you go to the temple and warn them. You go to the Silver Bone, talk to Yosha and keep an eye on our friend. You track down the rat, and I'll talk to Benji.
Okay. So, we'll start with Tucker then.
Okay.
You find Willard actually heading towards the old dog right now.
Okay.
The rat's counting a couple plastics before putting them in his pocket as he looks up to you. Oh. Or looks up at you, I should say. Oh, Tucker. It's good to see you.
Likewise.
Can I help you?
Just a few questions. Do you know anything about Willard the Wise?
Oh, he's made life so much easier for the rats. Because we can just claim we're not associated with him and we seem 1,000 times more trustworthy.
I can actually believe that.
Most can.
Yeah,
Why do you ask about that, charlatan?
He just seems like an interesting fellow when we came across him.
Oh, you came across Willard. Did you play him in cards? Is that why you're looking for him?
Yeah, you might say that.
Well, he's been hanging out in Riverwall much less because of that. He's played in almost every tavern here. I heard he is frequenting the Silver Bone. It's only a matter of time before all the dogs there realize he cheats as well.
I see. You know anything about bandits as well?
Oh, there's lots of bandits, but no, not on the roads outside of the city. We rats try and avoid them. That's why we've come here. We find just here to be fine. It's relatively safe from us, especially from others.
Well, alright. Just had to ask you a couple questions.
I understand. Hopefully he didn't take too much plastic from you.
He didn't appear to.
Well, that's good. That's good. We're wise not to bet it all on a game of cards. Smart man. At least twice as wise as he claims to be. As he taps you on the shoulder, reaching up, and then moving towards the old
And then
dog.
I check my pocket now.
Okay.
19.
Willard the rat did not steal from you.
Okay.
So, we'll go with you to Benji.
Benji!
Ah! It was
How you been?
Tagbard, correct?
Aye.
Oh, what can I do you for?
So apparently there was a raid about a week ago on the road to Mucktown.
Oh?
Hear anything about that?
Can't say that I have. We don't do much business on the road, so to speak.
You know who does?
I've heard of a few gangs, various motley names. I've heard of the Scavengers, the Bark and Bites.
Any associated with a so-called Willard the Wise?
No one wants to associate with Willard the Wise.
The back alley dogs do.
And they're just foolish or ignorant then.
Well, he cheated them too.
Ah, well, then they'll know not to do business with Willard the Wise. Half my crew is after Willard. After he's played them in cards and they noticed that, well, he always likes to use his own deck.
Aye. When things do go missing on the road, you wouldn't happen to know where they tend to turn up, would you?
Ah, well, some usually end up in Mucktown, and some ends up here. We don't ask too many questions, it's bad for business.
Oh, of course. Who would I talk to in Mucktown about general trade, acquiring goods, that sort of thing?
I would say
contacts?
Percy Mutt would be a good contact.
Percy Mutt, thank you. Well, smooth sailing.
Okay, we're gonna go to the Temple of Man next.
Okay. I'm just gonna walk in and bother one of them. Could you get Disciple Matthew for me?
Oh, of course. He's up with the relics, apparently making some sort of copy. I'll be right back, brother.
Oh.
So they go up, bring Matthew down. Seems tolerable. Oh, Brother Sheen.
Brother, I just wanted to ask you if you could look after our pieces of the map. There are some bad dogs after the map.
Bad dogs after the map. Coming into the temple.
I don't think they'll get into the temple, but
I understand. Your warning will be taken into consideration, my dear friend.
yes, we didn't mention it. I didn't want to mention it in front of my associate. He didn't want to seem to not trust you.
I understand. I perfectly understand. It is good to keep your friend at ease, but you should keep your friend informed. Perhaps you should tell him in a more even or a better environment than the Temple of Man, just so he is aware.
Yeah.
And lay his mind to ease, as he is your friend.
Yes. Thank you. Just look after it.
Of course. Please, Brother Sheen, be well, and man guide you.
Man guide you.
Alright. Vesper, you enter the Silver Bone. As you see Willard there, playing cards. You notice that there is distinctly fewer dogs at the table within this time. As Sandy greets you. Ah, Vesper, correct?
Yes.
Welcome back, Von Wrex.
It's nice to be back so soon. I'm just going to grab a table out of the way, if that's all right.
Of course. Do you want anything to drink?
Not yet. I should have a companion joining.
Oh,
wait.
of course. You wait just a few minutes when you see the young pug enter. She's not much older than a puppy, really.
I'll wait to see if she notices me.
She turns, looks, gets a big smile, and she comes on over.
I'll gesture to the seat across from me.
Oh, thank you.
It was Yosha.
Yes, Yosha Pug.
Yosha Pug. Now, I have to ask. I know you said you wanted to learn about cats in the interest of friendship and learning about the guests coming to Pugmire, but most dogs don't seem to share that mindset.
Really? I don't
Not that I've
understand
come
why.
across.
I know some dogs are still mad about the war, but that war is over. It was over before even my father was alive.
You would be surprised how many dogs disagree with that statement.
That makes me very sad.
And tell me, what brought you to this part?
Oh, I had a companion, and he needed to come here for a couple things before we went out on a bit of a trek up north.
And what exactly do you do?
I am an artisan. I study the artifacts of man and use magic to help Pugmire and all the animals under man's dominion.
Well, you seem like the kind of ally that House Wrex would want to have.
Oh, I'm always up for being friends with various houses and building up peace between our cities.
House Wrex feels the same way. We think that working together, broadening our horizons, it's the best for everyone.
Okay.
So, you work with relics of man. What kind of relics do you get to see?
I've seen several very strange ones. One was a book that seemed to grow hot when you lied.
Really?
It didn't survive the sun, though. We tried to bring it back, and when the sun touched it, it started to break apart.
Very disappointing.
This, of course, is my artifact so that I may cast.
And may I look closer? Without touching, of course.
Of course, as she moves forward and kind of shows you. It's a glistening silver ball that's perfectly smooth, but gives no reflection to the area around it, though it is perfect. It is metal. It is reflecting light.
I've never seen an object like this. Tell me more. I'm so interested.
It seems to be something that gives access to spells once you learn the proper command words. And that's what I study it for.
What kind of spells does it give you access to?
Right now, I can fire a missile of pure force from my hands. I can smell magic, and I can give myself armor to defend myself.
I would truly love to see that in action.
As well as this, as she holds out her hand and she picks up a cup and brings it over.
Truly astounding.
It's a simple spell. This one doesn't tax me that hard. It's called Mage Paw.
And is this a skill that all dogs have? I've never seen something like this.
Just the artisans. The shepherds use a different kind of magic of man.
That I've seen, I'm much more familiar with. But your special brand.
I've heard that the cats have their own magicians. They tend to deal with the dead, right?
I'm not touched with those arts, so I'm not familiar with it, but we do have our own brand.
Okay.
It's not something that I have had much experience with.
I understand that. That makes perfect sense to me. So, I guess I'll tell you a bit about Pugmire then.
I would love to hear more.
As she starts talking about Pugmire, the hounds in Houndington, and how they're part of the Empire, and how the royal pioneers go off and find relics, and how great houses have their own relic to represent their nobility.
And you said you're looking for relics. You're part of your quest.
Mm-hmm.
Are you just with a house, or are you doing this on your own?
I'm with House Pug. I'm sorry, I'm really rude, and you're new here, so I shouldn't have assumed. My proper title is Princess Yosha Pug.
I'm in the presence of royalty and you didn't tell me.
No,
I should be ashamed.
No,
I'm shaming the monarchies right now.
No, not at all, no. I don't want to be treated any differently. I'm a dog just like anyone else in the city.
Fair enough. Well, Yosha, you must call me Vesper. That's what my friends call me.
Okay, Vesper.
Houses don't matter here, right?
Yeah. No, it doesn't really matter here.
And your companion, is he also?
No, Dachshund? No, he's actually he's not a stray, but he tends to like exploring outside of Pugmire. Pan is a bit more of a wilderness type. He likes to go into the spooky forest and take on monsters. He also tries to make it his purpose to hunt the unseen.
It's an honorable dog, he sounds like.
Very honorable.
A good dog, I believe, is the phrase you use.
He is a good dog, yes, but he has some strange ideas, and he has his own ideas that I disagree with, but he does seem to know the ways of the world to some degree, so I try and rely on him. He also works with our friend Spike, who's down in Mutt Town as well.
Oh, are you familiar with Mutt Town?
Just a little bit. I just know Spike from there, so we usually just go to his place when we have to camp down in Mutt Town.
Well, I believe my companions, who you saw me with before, we might be traveling down to Mutt Town.
Oh, really?
So any insight you have would be greatly appreciated.
Mutt Town, so some people say that Mutt Town's full of bad dogs, and that's not true. There's lots of good dogs there. They just don't fit into Pugmire, is all. And some don't want to fit in, and that's fine. They don't hurt anyone, and they tend to obey the tenets of man. So I think there's just people who don't understand it because they've never been there. If everyone went to Mutt Town, I totally understand that all the mutts there are perfectly fine and friendly dogs for the most part. There are some bad dogs, of course, who hide out there because, well, bad dogs who are kicked out of Pugmire for constantly breaking the rules, they tend to congregate around Mutt Town.
It sounds like Mutt Town is the exact kind of place that I need. I'm traveling through Pugmire to learn about the kingdom, to learn about dogs, because it's only until we understand that we can really help each other. We must be on the same page.
I totally agree.
I'm glad that I found such a wonderful friend here at Pugmire. I feel like I'm often out of my depths wandering around with dogs.
I understand. I have heard that cats have some, I don't mean to be rude, and I don't want to come across as rude, but strange ideas that other dogs find uncomfortable.
I'm sure that's true. Just like I'm sure many of your ideas are strange in me. I think it's just a matter of not knowing each other.
Yeah, so she starts asking about the monarchies. You start talking about your house. You start talking about the city-state of Wrex and the families there. in the state. Some basic stuff about it. You don't really talk about the alliance part just yet. Ease your way into that, as Yosha seems to be very excitable, and that seems like that might draw some undue attention to yourself. As you see Sheen walking in.
Yosha, tell me, you said you're going to be traveling up north soon.
Yeah.
When will you be leaving?
Probably tomorrow.
Well, I believe we'll be leaving for Mutt Town tomorrow as well.
Okay. Mutt Town is east of us.
Mm-hmm. And what route will you be taking up north?
We'll be taking the north road.
I assumed as much. Now, do you anticipate that you'll be back anywhere near the Silver Bone?
Yeah.
Tavern?
I will. I sometimes come to the Silver Bone Tavern. Pan likes it a lot. He says that it's a little less rough and tumble than the Old Dog, though he likes to go there too.
I can completely understand why he would say that. I would love to continue this conversation to help learn from you.
From the corner, you hear Willard going, "Ah, friend Sheen, do you have some plastic? Perhaps you would like to play some cards with us. See, I'm proving my loyalty as I'm inviting a friend. Would I cheat a friend? I think not. No, certainly not."
Sure, I'll join you.
Perfect. Here. I have my own cards. Let us play. As he starts shuffling the cards. It is here that you see Tucker arriving. You notice Sheen playing with Willard the Wise at the table. You also see Vesper talking to a young pug in the corner.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Yes, talk to Vesper then.
Okay. You notice Tucker arriving, and she goes, "Oh, is that a friend of yours?"
Yes, Tucker, let me introduce you to my new friend Yosha. She's going to be traveling up north looking for relics.
Oh,
Yosha Pug.
that's good.
And when she says that, it clicks that she's the princess of Pugmire.
Ah, okay.
The youngest of the Pug siblings.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, same. It's so nice that you're able to help my friend Vesper here. It has to be very concerning to be in a strange place, and it's so good to have a friend show you around, right?
It is.
It absolutely is. Tucker has been teaching me what a good dog is.
Oh, that's great. As you see a tail kind of wagging under her cloak.
And Tucker is one of the very best dogs I've seen.
That's great. I hope we get to meet again and I get to talk to you further, but Pan said that I should only be a few minutes so that we can get our supplies ready.
Absolutely. Please do stay in touch.
Of course. If I see you here, I'll be sure to come and say hello.
Excellent. Where are you leaving from tomorrow? Were you staying here at the Silverbone?
I'm staying at the castle.
Oh.
And my friends are at various inns.
That would make sense then. Well, if I see you in the morning, I would love to chat with you again. If not, safe travels.
Safe travels to you. As Yosha starts leaving, Tagbard enters as you see the young pug go, "Oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to bump into you."
Not at all. Very well.
I'll gesture.
Yosha, right?
Yeah. As that Yosha pug, as that also clicks.
Ah, your grace. Make
Please,
an exaggerated
no.
And I'll come up. No,
Please.
she's a dear friend.
Well,
We treat her as such.
congratulations. It does the heart good to know that one of your station will make friends with a cat.
Insight check, Thomas.
Which is wisdom?
Yes.
19.
Okay. So you see there's a gleam in his eyes. I need a perception check now.
Which is also...
Or notice, yeah, it's a wisdom.
Is that also wisdom?
Yep.
20, but not natural.
As you see him do that, he goes, "Ah, it's a shame, friend Sheen. It looks like you've lost." As he's pulling over some plastic. "But don't worry. There's always a chance that you could win your money back. By no means is this the end."
Indeed.
It seems your friends are having a lovely talk over there. But please,
Should we join them?
How about one more hand? How about the rest of you? Are you all into that? Are you all willing to try and win your money back? As you just see the other dogs giving glares, and one goes, No, I think I've spent enough plastic, as he throws the cards down. Well, I guess that's how it is, as he starts collecting the cards. Perhaps next time, gentlemen. Perhaps next time. As I said, this is by no means the chance, or by no means could you not win your plastic back from Willard the Wise. But you'll have to be quick, as my name suggests. Hello, companions. Well, as I showed Sheen, a good game of cards, and I see that you talked to some sort of companion. Is she going to help us get the fragments of the map?
She's on her own journey, but it's certainly a good friend to have.
Oh, really?
Aye.
Yes.
Well, very good, very good. Who is she?
Just a friend of mine.
Oh, very well, very well. So, shall we leave from town tomorrow, bright and early?
I think we should.
That's the plan.
Excellent.
And I think, who did you say was your contact about the map?
Yes. Yankee Yorkshire.
When did you talk to him last?
Oh, I would say perhaps 3 days ago.
Ah, and he said he knew where the map was.
He said that he had met 2 dogs who found the map, yes.
Oh, and he didn't tell you anything else?
No. What?
And he said that they still had the map?
I believe they do.
About 3 days ago?
Yes.
Well, good.
My town's maybe half a day's journey from here, so...
We will have to go and meet with them then, and with Yankee.
Yes, of course. Oh, please, as he goes, takes some coin, and grandiosely shows him paying for your drinks to the other dogs to firmly cement himself in your group.
Oh, boy.
There you are. Perfectly good.
Well, never thought I'd have to leave Riverwall to get into a bar fight.
Anyway, the night is getting late. I think it is best if we retire, yes?
I think
Agreed.
that's a good idea.
Yes. Perfect. I will see you all in the morning. What a grand adventure.
We're all gonna get our throats cut.
By no means. The dogs here are quite civilized.
Most of them.
There's a few that seem to have slipped in between the cracks.
Well, don't worry. Willard the Wise can spot riffraff from anywhere. So you need not worry.
I'm sure you can.
As he goes upstairs.
Are we going to have to take turns watching his door tonight?
Why? Map is safe, as far as we know. You spoke with them at the temple, right?
Yes.
Good, so they'll be keeping an eye out.
Yes.
We have the names. We really might not even need him anymore.
Well, you have the names of the bandits.
Well, we have the name of his friend, which I'm sure is about the same thing.
We still don't know who is pulling the strings, though.
No.
I think we at least need to take him with us until we get into Mutt Town and then decide what to do with him.
Probably won't be able to get rid of him. But nowhere to look. I picked up some names. Scavengers, Bark and Bite, something. And a contact of Benji's up there who may or may not deal in goods of questionable origin.
Yosha provided me the name of a contact her and her companion have. A Spike.
Excellent. Also, I think when we get back and address the back alley dogs, she might be useful in figuring out who's funding them.
Oh, she will be very, very helpful.
Especially if she likes cats. Give her a motivation to find out the nobles what don't.
I think it's going to be a mutually beneficial friendship.
Aye.
So, anything else before you guys head to bed and we go to the next day?
Nope.
Alright. So, the night passes with little to no issue.
It's a very interesting way to describe that.
I mean, you probably heard some shouting outside or something like that. As Willard comes out of his room. Well, good morning, friends.
Morning.
Well, shall we get ready to go?
I think so. Preferably sooner rather than later.
I concur.
Willard, why don't you lead the way, as you seem most familiar with our route and our destination?
Oh, of course. We will have to... Well, I think we should have this strong fellow standing in front of us, as we do have to get to Riverwall to commission a boat for the fastest travel to Mudtown.
Oh, I was thinking we'd take the road.
Well, it's across the river, so we'll have to take a boat at some point.
Oh, ferry, certainly.
But we could take the South Road if you wish.
Do we know which road the two mutts got robbed on?
It wasn't any of the major roads. It was one of the side roads, and they were to the west of Pugmire. Mudtown is to the east.
Oh. Oh, okay.
How much quicker would it be to take a boat versus taking the road?
Significantly faster.
Might as well, then. Are you buying?
I can aid you a bit, but,
Well, it's your expedition, after all.
Well, I thought you were just as interested, but...
We are. Usually get interested when our friends get robbed.
As I said, that was a grand misunderstanding.
Indeed.
I didn't know those ruffians would turn on dogs.
Of course not.
And you've got all those winnings from your card games.
I suppose that's true. Well, man works in mysterious ways, and let us be off.
Should I roll a persuade check?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Oh,
What's that?
natural one.
No, it's
7.
11.
Because of your bonuses?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I suppose, but, I suppose it's plastic well spent to get noble status for my family again.
Of course. After all, one of the defining traits of the nobility is generosity to the less fortunate.
Of course. One sec, actually. I should bring this up now. We'll just have these two pieces, but you guys have 2 points of inspiration already. And when you play to your character's personality traits, I don't know what it's called for cats.
Secrets.
I think it's personality traits for
Wait.
cats.
Oh, these, yes, okay.
Okay, when you play to those really
mysteries.
well, then you will gain additional inspiration.
Okay, where do we mark inspiration on here?
That's just here.
Oh.
It's for the group.
Oh.
And what happens is if you spend inspiration, you get the advantage on a roll.
Oh, okay.
Which means you roll 2 d20s and take the higher of the two.
Okay.
So, we didn't
Yeah.
cover that last time. It is an important rule for Pugmire to encourage role-playing. Actually, we will throw in an extra inspiration for the role-playing done previously in the session.
Just a warning, that Kong's next to you.
That's fine.
So,
Yeah.
with that,
Sorry, wasn't trying to kick it at you, but I did.
Willard starts going off to the docks as you see several dock workers. He's like, I would like to buy passage for me and my companions. As one of the dock workers, an old crusty dog, if it was possible, you think he might get barnacles in his fur. Going, Willard. Well, I suppose if it's good plastic, I would say a plastic coin a dog and cat. What? That's outrageous. By no means will I pay that price.
That is extremely steep, friend.
Well, it's the only way to make sure Willard pays. I need it ahead of time, too. I have the coin, but I refuse to pay such an outrageous price. And if you cannot be reasonable, then we will take our services elsewhere. It's a good luck finding another ship on the dock, Willard.
Plastic coin a piece, really? Highway robbery.
Exactly. Roll persuade. You have the disadvantage because you're associated with Willard. So you get to roll the lower of the two, or you can spend an inspiration to...
Yeah, it's only gonna be an 8.
No, I won't budge. Does anyone else want to do a persuade check to try and... And you also have the disadvantage.
Okay.
So you take the lower of the two.
+4. 16 on the first.
And persuade is...
Oh, hey.
So 16
It
then.
would be charisma.
Charisma, okay.
And you have persuade, so you have...
So I can add the proficiency.
You add the proficiency, so it's +3. This roll.
So let's see, that's probably what it's going to be, which is a 5.
Oh,
5.
that's rough. So, he starts listening to you. Well, very well, very well. I will lower the price because you seem far more trustworthy than this. Sir, I will not be slandered in such a way.
Yes, Willard, you will. Now pay the man.
I will take half as much as I was asking for. Two coins and a major shard. Five shards. There you go. Cheat.
Huh.
Come aboard. We'll be leaving in a few hours. Willard, you are banned from playing cards on my ship. As if I ever had the thought.
We'll keep an eye on him for you.
Best you do. So, you guys get on the ship. Mostly get to hang around on the deck as Willard seems a bit huffed up. Can you believe that, man?
It seems as if he knows you, Willard. How would he know you?
He took me down to Waterport, and when he gave me none of the services I paid for, I refused to pay him. I asked for full food and a room and board, and he put me in with the rest of his crew like some sort of pauper. I refused to be treated in such a way. And then, of course, I played some of his men, honestly, for some good hard-earned plastic for my journey.
Wow. So you managed to sail down to Waterport and make money?
Just a little bit.
Impressive.
Water dog is what you
Water dog port.
Yeah. Well,
I gotta say, it's the kind of trick you can only do once, but not gonna lie, it is impressive.
well, thank you. As you see several of the crew members running around doing their stuff as they're shooting him glares. As he's going, well, anyway, it should be a short trip, and we will be able to meet Yankee and get on with this business. Hopefully, the Church of Man will be close to finishing the map, and we will be able to go off on our own adventures.
Indeed.
You land in Mucktown with no issues, just some glares and some grumblings. But that seemed to be more of how well armed you were than anything else. As Willard gets off the ship, takes a nice deep breath as he's just like, Mucktown. I've almost forgotten the stench. But, it is a stench of honest dogs doing honest work. As you see several of the dogs, grumbling and things like that, as one's like, I found this. You just see, this seedy criminal element just in front of you, in full display, and Willard with his giant smile. Anyway, let us go find Yankee, shall we?
We shall.
Follow me, and we will get this done, and we should be able to find this map, no problem, and find that relic. As he starts going through, once he gets off the dock, you see that he goes, this way. We will avoid some of the rougher streets in the town. If you don't mind.
And anywhere they might know you, I imagine.
I am well liked in this town, sir.
I have no doubts.
Anyway, this way. Ducking and weaving through various alleyways and roads and intentionally going into big crowds on occasion. You finally get to a rather large, shacky kind of building with no front door, only cloth in front, as Willard knocks on the wall and goes, Yankee, are you here? As you hear someone from inside. Who is it? It's me, you know damn well. Me who? Me, Yankee, come on now. If it is the me I'm thinking of, you best have something for me. I do. Do not worry, I have some companions. That is a surprise.
Aye, mate, we're as surprised as ye are.
There is proof of these companions. You are allowed to enter, Willard. As Willard goes in and goes, Yankee! As you see this dog sitting back, he's fairly fit, but seems to just be sitting down, leaning back. You see his whole place, just used cups, bowls, a bit of rotting food in a couple places. And who are these companions? Well, let me introduce you to my friends. This is, of course, Sheen, a good shepherd, which, once again, shows my trustworthiness. Vesper on Wrex, Tagbard, and Tucker. They are former police dogs. Once again, showing my very lawful nature and kindness. You've known me long enough, Willard. You don't have to lie. What have you come about? I've come about the map, sir. My companions should be able to speak more to the issue, but we do wish to find it, and, well, there might be profit in it for you. Very well. Come on, let us hear what you have to say.
Well, we were wondering what you had to say. I mean, Willard here claims that you know where the fragment of the map is.
I do. It was found by a couple of farmers. What I didn't tell Willard, because I knew he would get cold feet, is they found it in a field, and then they found the body of 2 dogs, killed by something, likely a monster, given by the quick description they gave me of the wounds. They knew I had contacts in Pugmire, and I did petition a few who haven't shown up yet, but likely will soon, who, well, if they are able to put down these monsters, then, well, these dogs are willing to part from the map, as they know it's valuable, but they would rather farm than have plastic.
Did you petition through the Royal Society?
I did.
Well, where are your dogs?
Very good, very good. I will tell you. The first one is Hugo Mutt and his wife, Carrie.
Alright, now, I heard a rumor that they no longer had the fragment.
Oh, they do. They're the ones who found it on the bodies.
Okay. A friend of mine said it had been stolen by bandits. He mentioned...
That might be the bodies they found.
But you said it looked more like a monster.
A monster attack on the dogs, judging by the wounds on the bodies they found.
Not these... scavengers?
If they were scavengers or bandits, they would have likely taken the map.
Okay. Interesting.
Out of character, the map was stolen west of Pugmire, and Mucktown is east of Pugmire. So it's likely that the bandits probably made a run for it, got killed, and then these other dogs found the body.
So we just have to kill a monster and we get the map?
That is the deal.
Marvelous.
Like, they will want, of course, proof of the monster's defeat.
Well, clearly. We look like him?
As Willard goes, I'm sorry, sir. I take offense to that.
Good for you.
Seems to be a lot you take offense to.
Except, offensive behavior.
You are slandering my character, sir.
I'm not slandering your character. I'm denying its very existence.
As Yankee goes, that was quite good. But let us continue. The monster would be east of here. A little into the forest, not far from town. They said there was a clearing.
Alright. I love it when things are simple.
Indeed. Be warned, monsters are quite dangerous, though I'm sure you knew that. But you never know. Some dogs like to be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Arrogant in their own combat abilities.
Overzealous?
Overzealous. Yes, that seems appropriate.
Well, with Tucker here, I think we'll be just fine.
That is good.
Finally, chance to get your comeuppance. No comeuppance. Revenge? I don't know. You've been wanting to do this for a long time, haven't you?
Fighting monsters, defending my home.
What you got into the business for, isn't it? Too bad our hunter friend couldn't make it.
It's a shame.
He'll be sorry he missed out.
I'm sure.
Right, What time of day is it?
It's about noonish.
Huh. I've got time to set out.
So, you start setting out. And I will need roll for getting lost.
Or not getting lost?
Yes. Both.
Traverse.
I think that's what it is, yeah. I'm gonna just pray Pugmire's index is not terrible like 90% of all other RPG books.
Is it just a wisdom check?
I think so, but I want to be sure. So the getting lost roll, or the maneuvering roll, is a wisdom check. And whoever has the highest wisdom or who wants to roll for the group, do so. Or who wants to roll, tell me. I'm going to roll behind the screen so you don't know if you got lost. And I'm going to roll 2 dice just in case you do.
Mine's a +2.
Mine's -1.
+3.
Maybe you ought to roll.
Okay.
Shepherd.
Alright, so I will roll
Lead
for...
us.
Heard us.
For Sheen here. Yeah. Okay. So you start marching off into the woods. Moving along, you start going.
Oh, monster.
And
Here, yeah, we little beastie.
you end up seeing the river again in a small island. You've been traveling south.
Oi. I guess
got it.
shepherd's
Lost.
more of a metaphorical title, isn't it? Oh well.
Would you like to try again to reorient yourself? You've been traveling for about 2-3 hours.
2 hours south. Okay, so
You want to try?
I mean, I can give it a shot. +2.
+2.
Yeah.
Alright. So you think you've got yourself oriented as you start going deeper into the woods again. You start moving. You travel for about 4 hours as you enter a clearing. You see bones there.
How many?
Two rib cages and what appears to be a dog. 2 dog skulls. Though one of the dog skulls is now partially gnawed through.
I'm gonna roll notice. See if I see anything interesting about them.
Okay.
Ooh. 8.
8.
So,
Nice.
no.
They appear to have belonged to somebody living that is now no longer living. Also, quite possibly a dog.
Definitely
But
bones.
we're not quite sure.
Ha. Well,
So what we do know is that we're not sure.
we're in the right spot, at least. Should we set up camp here or a little ways away?
I feel like setting up camp where the bodies are is maybe a little too on the nose.
As I'd like everyone to do a notice roll, please.
Notice
much
is
better.
wisdom, right?
Not you, because you already did your roll. Sorry, man.
Notice is wisdom, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Not
17.
20.
Nice.
18.
18.
17.
Nice.
We might notice the bones as well.
I'm gonna guess your first stance. All on end.
From the woods, you see a horrifying looking creature. It is covered in patches of fur and strange boils, but upon closer examination from Vesper, you notice that they're not really boils as elevated chunks of skin with little spikes pointing out as if it's growing spines. Its face is a strange mix of canine and feline with extended canines as it gives a horrifying growl.
What in the name of man is that?
I'm guessing that's the monster.
And roll for initiative, please. We'll actually get to full combat this time.
Oh.
So,
I'm going nowhere fast.
Once again with the leap straight up into the air and back down.
so they get up. So let me just go around the table. So I'm just gonna ask Thomas, what did you get?
9.
Sheen 9. Vesper
5.
sweet.
Plus your dexterity.
Dex mod.
Which is, 7.
Woo!
So much better.
Tagbard
14.
and Tucker.
14 as well. Does that mean we have to roll
Who has the
off?
higher initiative between you two?
Dexterity +1.
Mine's +0.
Okay, so Tucker goes first. Between you two. So it's Monster, Tucker, Tagbard, Sheen, Vesper.
Ayo, saving the best for last.
Alright.
You should probably stay in the back anyways.
As Willard goes, by the name of man! 3. The creature is incredibly fast as it bounds through the field with no issues, leaping at Vesper with a savage-looking bite. What's your armor class, Vesper?
13?
Okay. That hits.
I'm sure it did. We're, at this point, probably healed up from our last encounter, right?
Yes, you're fully healed.
Just making sure.
Fully healed, and you have all your stamina dice back, too.
Sweet.
So the creature hits with a horrifying, because they rolled really high, 12 damage.
And I am down.
Boom! Right.
Well,
Shake. Alright.
Vesper!
Luckily you have... Oh, and you have 3 spell slots, by the way. Just so you know. Sheen.
3.
Yeah, you have 3.
Okay.
For first levels.
Okay.
So basically, you saw this monster, it's like... Oh, I think that's the monster. Alright. Tucker, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna attack the monster with my battle axe.
Alright, attack the monster with your battle axe, please.
Fuck shit up.
Okay. 16.
Oh, that's my fault. I got the attack damage mixed up, so let me roll that again. Because I looked at the wrong stat block.
Alright, I'm gonna keep my roll.
You're going to keep your roll,
Yeah,
that's
no.
fine. I'm just changing the damage done to Vesper.
Oh.
So 7.
Oh, okay. So that's better. I'll
No,
take
it's
that.
lower. I went to the higher challenge rating monster by mistake.
Ew. So, still.
Okay.
A
Alright.
little lesser.
What'd you hit with?
16.
16 hits.
Oh, I
Okay.
hope so.
Okay, 9 damage.
9. We're going to divide that by 2. So
Is
it's
it
4
immune to
damage.
slashing damage?
You're not sure.
Hmm.
Alright.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to inspire Vesper. It's alright, you got this! So you can roll a stamina die and get some points back.
Can I borrow it?
What's your
D8.
D8? Okay. And then, I'm gonna attack the wee little beastie.
Nice.
It's all good.
Oh, yeah, it hits 20.
20 does hit.
Mm-hmm. Then... 12 damage.
12 damage.
Yeah,
Nice. So that's
slap.
6.
Mm-hmm.
So you hit hard. Its flesh feels like you're hitting stone as your sword hits, gets a little bit of a cut, and comes back as you're looking at your blade, and you think, I'm going to have to take a whetstone to that later.
Ah.
Sheen?
Okay, so she's looking better?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, then I will smash it with the mace.
You don't want to use any of your spells?
Well... we can try that. What
Okay.
is that, Sacred Flame?
Sacred Flame, okay. So let me bring up the Sacred Flame.
Which
Burn everything.
it just starts glowing. I don't think
It's
an
not
actual
it's
fire.
not fire.
It's not real fire.
That's
Sorry.
pyromaniac.
Then I don't care anymore.
Okay.
Can we get Fireball?
I would have to scan through this.
I don't think he can.
They must succeed a Constitution saving throw. So, what's your saving throw DC? That would be 8 plus your Wisdom plus your Proficiency modifier.
So 13.
13. It succeeds, but you still get to roll anyway. Roll a D8 because it's just half damage.
That's 3. Do I add anything to that?
Nope. But that is 3 damage.
Alright.
As you strike it, and the creature has a bit of a glow, and it gives kind of this horrible roar. Vesper?
I'm gonna try to stab him.
Okay, try and stab him.
That would be a 16,
That hits.
and then it's going to be 5 damage. It's piercing.
Okay, and that's divided by 2, so that's 2 damage.
Something's better than nothing.
Can I look at that?
Alright. Back to the monster's turn. it looks over at Sheen. Actually, no, it looks over at Tagbard. Given the amount of damage Tagbard did. And goes in for a bite. I'm not going to be a dick and ask if that hits. That definitely hits.
16.
Is it a 20 that you just rolled?
I rolled an 18 and it gets a +6.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So I said I'm not going to be that dick who goes, does a 24 hit? What does that mean? Does a 28 hit? First level player. What? Sorry, that was a strange question to ask. Yeah. Alright, so that is... Ooh. So you took 11 damage.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm down.
Or, I'm sorry, 9.
Oh,
I
9?
did math. I rolled a 6. 9 damage. Can't math.
Okay, I'm very nearly down now.
I'll give you the old attaboy.
As Willard, to his credit, kind of runs up and starts, or was getting ready to like try and pull you away if you went down.
Oh, right on.
Alright, Tucker,
I'll attack it with my axe again.
attack with your axe.
No, that did not do good. 9 total.
No, that does not hit. Tagbard.
Alright. Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, now I really need to find that. Do you know where the, equipment list is?
I have...
And or the critical threat range for a...
it's always nat 20.
Always?
Yeah.
Oh, not the 19 to 20?
Nope, that
Okay.
got pulled out
Oh,
for simplicity's sake.
weak.
With, I think, a couple exceptions if you have a trick that does it.
Alright, so it's just a 23 to hit then.
Alright, that hits.
But we won't ask for sure if that hits. We won't be that asshole.
9 damage.
9 divided by 2, so 4. Cool. Sheen?
Okay.
Oh, and then for my move, I'm gonna, move away from them and try to get around the thing.
Okay,
Just kind of away from the face area.
got it.
I think I need to touch him for cure wounds, right?
You do.
So can I move to him?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm going to move to him and cure some wounds.
Thank you.
And that is, well, I rolled an 8, so
Pretty sure you're fully healed then.
pretty sure fully healed.
Almost.
8 plus,
11.
Oh, yeah.
So, Vesper.
Gonna stab somebody.
Okay.
Preferably the monster, not myself. We're 18.
18 hits.
9 damage.
So 5. Or, I'm sorry, 4. So. Cool.
Does it even seem to care?
It's clearly getting kind of beat up. You're behind it. Alright, and you actually see its head invert and its body almost turns inside out, but the fur stays on the outside as it's back in your face, Tagbard, and tries to bite you.
What kind of evil quilt is this?
That's a 21. That is a 10.
Damage?
Yeah.
Alright. Also, I realized I've been doing these wrong. I thought the greatsword was still 2d6, not 1d12.
Oh,
Again, I'm guessing a simplicity thing.
I'm guessing. I thought it was 2d6. I guess I'm wrong.
According to this, it's 1d12.
That's fine. I believe you. No. I went off that assumption too.
Right?
Yeah.
Better bell curve, but... Oh, 10 damage.
Better bell curve, lower chance at max damage though.
Yep.
So.
Oh.
Alright. So, now, it is Tucker's turn.
Okay. Attack with my axe. Natural 20.
Nice. Roll again.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely hits. It's a 23.
Yeah. So, double your damage.
Okay.
So roll that twice.
Okay, so that's
Oh, it's
12
Now, in this one, 12,
plus 6.
18.
So
Plus your strength mod.
I did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 18 damage total.
Okay, so that is 9. As you come up, as you strike the creature's back leg, it kind of collapses, and you do a kind of a twirl, and you bring the axe down, and its head comes down right in front of Tagbard.
Ha! Yeah, remember, I
Nice.
roll a D8, not a D12, so...
Yeah. We'll look at that later. Alright, so the creature goes down as Willard goes, "Why, you're all such astounding warriors."
Oh, thank you.
Quite the maneuver. So, I suppose we'll have to get our evidence.
He cleanly removed the head.
It's just a matter of carrying it at this point. Not
That
it.
helped. I'll take it.
You
Thing
can-
certainly took enough chunks out of me.
So you grab it by its kind of almost rabbitish like ears and wrap them around your hands to lift it up as the jaw kind of drops and the tongue flops out, and you just this horrible stench just fills
And
fills
it's
the area.
sewn together?
It is not.
What?
It's not sewn together.
Oh, it just looks like that.
It just looks like that. Yeah.
Oh.
You can walk behind us.
I'll be downwind, don't worry. Huh.
I agree.
I agree.
I think we ought to return right away rather than try to camp out in the woods.
Well,
It is starting to get dark, so yes. I will need another wisdom check. Who wants to make it?
Not me.
you can probably get us back.
Okay.
I
I will reduce
I have
the
a
difficulty a
minus
little
one
bit by, so it's the
wisdom.
difficulty 12,
Okay.
because you have some idea. Okay. So you move back, and in a relatively short amount of time, as the sun just strikes the horizon and the sky turns a beautiful shade of violet and crimson, you get to the outer edges of Mucktown. You see the town just starting to liven up, too.
And we're trying to bring this back to the farmers?
Yep, or you can bring it back to Yankee, who will likely get a meeting between you and the farmers.
Ah.
It sounds like.
Alright.
Shall I take over from here and get us to Yankee?
Please.
Of course, of course.
Yes.
Of course. Try and close that thing's mouth. The smell might give us away.
I'll try to tie it up. Actually,
Well, you saved you some rope, yeah.
I will use odds and ends.
Alright.
Wisdom check for random useful items in my rucksack. In this
Nice.
case, some kind of oilcloth, something that can seal it.
Got it. Cool.
16.
I'll say you have it.
Sweet.
Get it? Grab it. The smell is significantly muted as you start heading back. Yankee is sitting there going, "Well, what have you brought me?"
You're gonna like this.
Am I now?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
unwrap it.
Ah, excellent. He seems completely unbothered by the smell, and the smell seems to strangely mix with the smell of his quarters.
Do you have any idea what this is?
Looks unique to me, but it does somewhat resemble one of the unseen. A demon hound, but those things cannot survive in light, or at least prefer not to.
This one was out in broad daylight, so...
That is concerning.
It's just one of the many things concerning about this creature, I think.
There are many things that are concerning.
It looks stitched together.
Indeed. I will go off and collect our farmer friends so they may see the trophy. They will then bring you the map. And if they do not, I shall bring it for them, for I refuse to let other dogs make me a liar.
Much obliged.
Yankee gets up and goes, "Please have a seat. Find a spot anywhere. That is fine with me. Please do not take anything of import." As he leaves.
Are we gonna have to, move stuff off of chairs? And
Yes.
whatnot?
He returns with the two farmers a few moments later as they see the creature and they go, that was it. That was the creature that chased us when we found the map. Here,
Saw it.
briefly through the corner of our eyes. Thank you. Thank you. All of you.
Thank you.
Would you like to take this stinky thing?
No. We're fine. We're fine. We're absolutely fine.
I think I'll take this back to Fritz.
Very well. Do with it as you will. If you weren't going to take it, I would mount it over there. As he points to what may have been a fireplace at one point, but it's filled with entirely too much trash now.
No, if this is one of those night-dwelling demon hounds, you said, the Royal Society might like to know that they're out in the daylight.
There is wisdom in you. The best of luck to you. You may stay here if you choose. I know some of the inns here are a bit rough. And between you and me, filthy and unkept.
Indeed. Indeed.
For the fairy will likely not take you up today.
Should we stay here?
Might as well. Leave bright and early in the morning, catch the first boat out.
Very good. And with that, we will call it a close for tonight. Thank you everyone who listened. We will see you next time. Bye.